Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Bonkekook here, aka your lonely achievement god. And we are continuing our 1000G achievement guide slash walkthrough for Lawn Mowing Simulator with the challenge mode of the game. We have made our way through the first 3 and are now on amateur challenge number 4, where a family is having their relatives over and they forgot to cut the lawn. So we have 15 minutes to cut the lawn, and we can only get a maximum of 35 currency there. So we have to jump in and see if we can handle this properly. Now this mower, which you'll only learn by using it, but this mower discharges grass clippings to the far right of where you're cutting. So it is important that you are cutting on the left side. For the most part, I've been cutting to the right because I prefer to do that, but you actually want to start by cutting this direction. So we need to get a 3 to 4 centimeter height. So we're going to press B to lower the cutting deck and engage the blades. And now all of our grass clippings are going to be discharged to the right into the grass we are going to cut. And you don't get penalized if your clippings end up in the grass. So just do your best to follow along the outside edge here, avoiding as much of the flowers as you can, and bushes and walls and all that fun stuff. Since we're here, we're gonna go ahead and just get back into here and try to get some of this cut. Don't worry about it too much. You have a pretty good leeway for percentage-wise in this. So just do what you can. Again, for the most part on these levels, your first pass is going to be where most of your penalties come in, because you're going to have to avoid the flowers and the walls and all that fun stuff. But once you get that first pass done, then all you have to avoid is some flower beds, usually in the middle of the level. And just like all of the other challenges, in the bottom left-hand corner, you have the penalties and fines bar there. Once that gets to 0, you automatically fail. And also, at the engine condition line, there is a red bar. If you overload your engine enough to damage it to reaching the red bar, you automatically fail, so be very cautious of overloading your mower. And now all we have to worry about is the time limit. So just drive along, making sure you're not overloading your engine. And this is a decent enough mower. Once you get used to it, it just takes a little bit of practice. It turns very quickly, which is very nice. So what we're going to do is, because you should know where the starting ramp was, and we're going to try, eventually we're going to need to cut this area up when we reach those flower gardens, and there's going to be sections. We're overloading our engine a little bit too much here, so we're going to try to cut down on how much grass we're cutting. Too busy talking instead of mowing. But we're going to have like this back section that we're going to need to mow. We're going to have the middle section we're going to have to mow. And we're going to start with that back section and work our way back towards the starting area. And that'll save us a couple of seconds. You just got to be careful. This is probably the first real challenge of the game, but it's not overly, of the challenges anyways, but it's not overly difficult. And again, when you're making your rounds, if you have or see grass that you left before, make sure you just cut out of your current lap to go clean that up. It will save you time in the long run, so you're not, you know, running around like crazy at 99.8% trying to find the last grass that you missed. We are already almost halfway through percentage-wise, and we are not halfway through time-wise, so we should be in pretty good shape. But the level of grass that we are cutting to is overloading our mower quite a bit, so that's the one thing you have to be constantly aware of. When we get to the flower beds, you actually want to once again turn around and cut them to the left so that you're discharging onto the grass and not into the flower beds. So keep that in mind. And we're just going to spin around a little bit here and resume our cutting, because we have another flower bed over this direction. And we're gonna do the same thing, just spin around. And as I was saying before, we're now gonna focus on this area back here. Get this done, and then we can move back over to here. We'll grab this. And then you can return back to your grouping. And we're going to cut to the right here. And we're once again going to focus on this little group over here. And get this all done. Just be very careful. As you notice, I'm overloading the engine quite a bit. We do have a lot of leeway for overloading the engine on these early levels, but in the later challenges, you have to be super cautious not to do that. Also, this is one of the things that it's very handy to have your sound up for, because the engine does start to make noises when it overloads, and so it can help clue you in before you go over. Unless you're like completely, you're cutting 20-inch grass down to, or 20-centimeter grass down to like 2 centimeters, then there's no hope for you. But you can usually hear, if you're not overloading it too quickly, it starts to make noise right before it actually overloads the engine, and that should give you enough time to slow down if you're being cautious. So we're gonna, once again, circle around the flower garden as best we can. Don't have to be too cautious here. Again, there's Less than 6 minutes left, but we are at 89%, so we're almost there. These mowers that can turn on a dime are really nice for the style of mowing that I use anyways. Yeah, we discharged into the flowers. Whatever. We can handle it. And we're all done. We only needed 99% for this one, so we can drive right on back to our trailer, and that was a very quick challenge. All of 10 minutes or so. As always, ladies and gents, if you have any questions or comments for me, let me know down below. But if you don't, then I will see you in the next video where we attempt Amateur Challenge number 5.